Today I want to talk about Rodney Anderson and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time, and today I want to talk about Rodney Anderson, but first you should remember Vince was the best quarterback in Dillon, Texas. But Rodney Anderson, 211th overall pick, 6th round draft pick, kind of feels like the steal at running back of this 2019 NFL draft. Now, we all know the reason that he fell so far in the draft, and it doesn't have as much to do with his injuries as it does with him not playing in the 2018 season for the most part. But the thing that Lincoln Riley wanted to stress, and the thing that I think most people want to stress when you're pro Rodney Anderson, is when that guy is healthy, he is one of the most dynamic offensive players on a football field. Now, how often has he been healthy? That's where the rub was and why he fell to the Bengals in the 6th round. We know about the leg injury. We know about the knee injury. We know about the neck injury. What seems to keep getting glossed over is what Rodney Anderson did in big moments. The game was never too big for him. People forget it wasn't the Georgia Rose Bowl game that was defining. That was another big game where he showed out. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But it was the Kansas State game. Lincoln Riley called a bad play. That's not me saying it. That's Lincoln Riley saying it. And Rodney Anderson not only bailed him out, he cut it back and took it back to the house to win that game and keep Oklahoma, it just giving him an opportunity to play in the Big 12 title game and eventually in the college football playoff. There were so many times throughout that season where Rodney Anderson just showed, I'm the best player on this football field. That included Baker Mayfield at the time, who went #1 overall, right? So we're talking about a guy who had over 200 yards rushing against what many people believe was the best defense in 2017. That would be Roquan Smith's Georgia, Kirby Smart's Georgia. We're talking about a dude that continues to battle back after injuries and show that he has the goods. And he is absolutely put together. I mean, the Q dog out here is showing out, okay? Now, why would you want to pass on him if you're any one of these teams that didn't take him in the first 210 picks? All the reasons that I laid out. But one other reason is he was reluctant to show what he had over the offseason. Now, coming back from an ACL surgery, which is what we continue to believe, right, is not a small thing. Adrian Peterson is an actual alien, so I rule him out when we talk about ACLs. But having torn both of my ACLs, longer stories, I can tell you that just the mental process of getting yourself ready to play, to cut, to change direction, which is what you need your anterior cruciate ligament to do, is just a mind. We're not going to say that word, but you get it, right? Because you're thinking that your knee is going to go out anytime you cut and go. But Rodney Anderson is smarter than that and stronger than that. His mental toughness is ridiculous. And this is par for the course for Rodney Anderson, who has been an underdog, who has been a dude that's been forgotten about, who's been a guy who's emerged when other players were supposed to take the job. And now he's in the same backfield with Joe Mixon in what I hope Zach Taylor can turn into a pretty good offense. I'm not sure about the ginger rifle, but we'll see how that goes. I do know that they still have weapons at wide receiver and they still have a weapon at tight end. And it could be okay, especially if Mixon is healthy and Rodney Anderson can work himself into the mix as a spell back. And then who knows what could happen. But I do feel for Rodney Anderson because one of the things I hated being told, especially as I am in year 2 of my 30s, I hate being told, yo, you've been here before, make it work. Just make it work. We know that people underestimate you. We know that you're not getting your just due. Make it work. For once, I wanted Rodney Anderson to just have the same advantage that the rest of the world seems to take advantage of when they don't have it, right? Which is, give me the equal playing field. Just make me equal. Don't have me working from behind. I've shown that I can work from behind. Put me on an equal playing field and I'm going to blow people out the water. That's where Rodney Anderson is, and he's going to have to battle. He's going to have to make the team. When you take a guy in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, you're not really sure that dude's going to make your 53-man roster. As always, we're pulling for Rodney Anderson. I think he has it in him. I think the dude is due for another Aristea. You go check that video. And I think that he could end up being the steal of this 2019 NFL draft at running back. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.